Hello and welcome to Spotlight Tampa. I'm your host, Steve Overton. Thank you for joining us today. First in the spotlight, Perry Harvey Sr. was a giant of a man by anyone's interpretation. He was a champion for civil rights in the Tampa Bay area. Harvey's leadership within the local longshoremen's union led to higher wages for dock workers, and many credit him for the idea behind Head Start, a national program preparing low-income children to start school. In 1979, the city of Tampa honored Harvey's legacy by naming a park in his honor. Now, almost 40 years later, the city is renovating the sacred ground that is Perry Harvey Sr. Park, and the additions are likely to astound you.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Back in August of 2015, Mayor Bob Buckhorn broke ground on the redesign of one of the most important parks in Tampa's history.
As this city progresses and as we grow, we have a moral obligation to these young people behind me to remember and to highlight our history.
The history of which Mayor Buckhorn speaks starts soon after the Civil War, when freed slaves were relocated to an area northeast of downtown, which became known as the Scrub. Over time, the area grew to become Central Avenue, Tampa's African-American business and entertainment district. Legendary performers Cap Calloway, Ella Fitzgerald, and Ray Charles all made their way down to Central. But civil unrest and a federal government project designed to expand the interstate highway system would take its toll. By the late 1960s, the lights of Central Avenue began to fade. In the 1970s, the area formerly known as Central Avenue would be turned into a park in honor of Perry Harvey, a union leader and civil rights advocate. When renovations are complete, this park will do much more than add green space to the area. It's designed to commemorate key moments and leaders within Tampa's Black history. Among the art projects currently being installed is a musically themed gateway designed by artist James Simon.
It's a fantastic project for me to create musicians for this. So for me, the musicians are paying homage to the history of the community.
The park will also feature a history walk, moving tiles that showcase the rise, fall, and redevelopment of a place that many within the African American community regard as sacred ground.
And it is our gift to future generations that they know that history and that they can come to this place and see what they might not have learned in school in the books in our elementary schools. But they can see and read the stories of amazing men and women who allowed us to get to this point we are today.
The family of Perry Harvey and many others who remember Central Avenue are excited about the park's new look. When it's all done, a statue dedicated to the man who believed that every child deserves a head start will stand at the center of the park.
I think it really speaks on a powerful level as to who he was, him giving all that he had done and accomplished to the community, and then they can make the most of it with their lives and opportunities that he helped to provide them.
This is Frank Crum for Spotlight Tampa.
The renovations at Perry Harvey Sr. Park are just one more example of how city government is reclaiming Tampa's past while creating a bright future for all. The park's dedication will occur on the afternoon of Saturday, April 2nd, and the city of Tampa wants you to be there. The event is free and open to the public. The mayor's food truck Fiesta has been a staple of downtown dining for years, and CTTV has been reporting on it for years as well. This month, we decided to cover the event from a much different perspective. Spotlight's Jen Vaglis fills us in on all the tasty details.
The mayor's food truck Fiesta has something for everyone, and I'm going to prove that today because I'm a vegan. Let's go check it out. Indian food is always a great vegan option. Here at the Twisted Indian Food Truck, there's a lot of choices.
You can enjoy a Bollywood bowl, vegetable naan-wich without sauce, or tantric tacos without sauce.
Pita's on the Run has some great falafel and also some of the best hummus around.
Here you can get the yummy falafel pita topped with tahini and tabbouleh.
We're going to wrap up things here today with a crepe from Frenchie's Touch Food Truck. I'm Jen Vaglis signing out with Spotlight Tampa here at the Mayor's Food Truck Fiesta.
The Fiesta will be back on the first Wednesday of every month. Come on down and try something new. And speaking of new things, Tampa's getting more bicycle-friendly by the day. A new program encouraging bicycle-friendly businesses is underway. Let's go to Spotlight's Christina Costa for more.
The Tampa Downtown Partnership continues to grow its bicycle-friendly business program. Bicycle-friendly businesses come in all shapes and sizes and industries. The largest new bike-friendly business in Tampa is SkyPoint.
Our residents here are mainly millennials, but we do have some Gen Xers like myself. We also have some older folks that are here, and they're attracted to this location because of the walkability and the bikeability of the downtown location. Bike parking has evolved immensely in the last year. We have placed bike parking on all four corners of SkyPoint on the outside. We have increased our bike racks on our interior and our valet lot, as well as our loading dock for employee parking. And we also have increased our bike parking in our bike room.
We ended up doing a remodel and did a whole renovation of our entire bike room. We actually have their sections up on the wall and in the racks that we have set before, about 54 spots total.
Been riding my bikes in the downtown area for the last 30 years. I use it for everything. I use it, the Publix is right down the street, so I take it to the grocery store, do a sunset bike ride, doing the river walk, see all the people that live in the area. Because now pedestrians and bicyclists don't have to rely on the streets. They have a very safe environment with the Riverwalk.
Ever since the bike share came, there has definitely been a lot more bicycle activity amongst the residents. So they can just walk across the street and, you know, ride a bike to work, which is super convenient. Yeah. A lot of people are very, very excited about that.
Coast Bike Share is really excited to be a part of the bike-friendly business initiative that the City of Tampa and Downtown Partnership is doing. Providing our bikes for rides, essentially sponsoring rides for any business that comes on board as a bike-friendly business. Coast Bike Share is doing phenomenal. We're about 14 months in. We're looking at regional expansion all over the Bay. We've been able to partner with some great businesses. Tyndale Oliver was able to jump on the bikes last month as part of the Bike Friendly Business Initiative.
We gave them an opportunity to try the Coast Bike process here in downtown Tampa. So we got, I think, about 10 of us together, and we took a bike ride down the Riverwalk all the way around to have lunch, and we got to experience it firsthand. So it was a good way to demonstrate our commitment to cycling, and to also celebrate the fact that we were designated a bike-friendly business.
It's really important for us to get people in the firm that aren't necessarily the bike advocates or bike riders regularly to get out and see how easy it is to ride around downtown, how safe it can be, and to start getting people more comfortable with biking in Tampa. Providing the resources in our building to get people to bike here year-round with shower facilities, extra clothing storage if you want to have an extra outfit to go to in the middle of the day, secure bike parking, just a lot of amenities that we already had in place that we made an official program of the firm, helped us reach that silver bicycle-friendly business designation.
So a great thing about the Bike Friendly Business Program and why I encourage businesses to jump on board is it's really a great way to just get blood flowing in your employees. They got a meeting Instead of jumping in a car or in an Uber, jump on a bike. It's more than likely only going to be a couple blocks away, gets the blood flowing, gets the productivity up. And it's just a good way to get out and see the city. If you're going to have a meeting with one of your employees, why not jump on a bike and do it on the Riverwalk instead of trapped behind a desk? Much more casual way to have a conversation and really an encouraging way to build your workforce.
Jason Murray and Victory Coffee in the Channel District are also completing their bicycle-friendly business application.
We opened Victory Coffee. We thought there was a need for a place for coffee, breakfast, a place just for local residents to come and hang out. And some of our baristas actually ride bicycles to work, and it's definitely the best way to get around town.
Tampa is getting more and more bike-friendly every day, thanks to the efforts of many city leaders and private businesses, and of course, the residents. We're really lucky in Tampa. We celebrate biking twice a year. March is Florida Bike Month, and May is National Bike Month.
Hi, I'm Brandon Hicks. I'm the venue director for the Tampa Criterium this year, which is a component of the Sunshine Grand Prix. And the Sunshine Grand Prix is one aspect of the Florida Cycling Foundation, which is a new foundation that was just started over within the last year. The foundation really hits the cycling community in four aspects. The first aspect is to create a venue for various bike advocacy groups to collaborate. What we want to do is help create an environment where all those groups can come together and pull in the same direction. The second component involves expanding the level of safety in the community for the bicycling community. The third component is raising awareness and bringing bike safety into the schools. So that's the third component. And the fourth component, which the Sunshine Grand Prix is really the major part of, is a healthy lifestyle, bringing a healthy lifestyle to the region, the Tampa Bay area. Criterium essentially consists of a bunch of guys on bikes going really fast. It's a closed course, very compact course, very fast race, generally about a half mile in length. Speeds 30 to 40 miles an hour, depending on the time at the point of the race. This is our first year for the event. Looking forward to it, activating downtown Tampa with a bike-related event. I mean, it's going to be great.
For more information on the Bicycle Friendly Business Program, visit this website. For Spotlight Tampa, I'm Christina Costa.
March is Florida Bike Month, and there's no better time to get out on a bike and see all that Tampa has to offer. We told you back in September of some big changes to Rocky Point Golf Course in Tampa. Well, those renovations are complete, and The Rock is back open for business. Spotlight's Chris Phillips takes you out for a look at the redesigned course.
Well, Rocky Point just underwent a major renovation, $740,000, and 7 months later, we've redesigned all 19 putting surfaces with Tiff Eagle, which is a modern variety of Bermuda grass, which will allow us to have faster and smoother putting surfaces, which will allow us to be more competitive in the marketplace.
This is our most popular course. The greens needed a lot of work because it's so busy and so heavily used. And so the city who owns this put the money behind it. So this is the first day of the new greens. And so I know there's a lot of golfers out there that have been waiting to come back on this course and play, including myself. But I don't think I'll get a chance to do it anytime soon.
We average around 45,000 rounds of golf per year here, which is the most popular. This course is the most popular of the three city courses. The last time the golf course was renovated was in 1981, so it was overdue. And more importantly, because of where the golf course is located, there's a huge opportunity for us to really capture a large market share. It's close proximity to downtown, Channel Side, Pinellas County, and the West Chase market. We really have a great chance to recapture a large portion of the market share that we've lost because of declining conditions.
I mean, this is a transformation of what is sort of a hidden gem in our city. it's an amenity for the citizens. And so sometimes it's expensive to maintain these courses, but you got to keep putting that capital in, otherwise your asset depreciates.
Golf in the city of Tampa is great, and Rocky Point is leading the way with great conditions, great weather, great service, and most importantly, affordable pricing.
To schedule your next round, log on to rockypointgolf.net. Well, stay with us. Spotlight will be back in just a moment.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up? Oh, we finally bought a place. Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on... Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning.
Why?
Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you eat stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better.
Please, don't quit on me. Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Welcome back to Spotlight Tampa. I'm Steve Overton. It's an exciting time to visit the Tampa Museum of Art. Currently on view are two exhibits examining the portrayal of the human figure. First, large-scale artworks by one of the world's foremost living sculptors, Jaume Plensa, and then also on view is Public and Private, the figure examined, Masterworks from Kasser Mochary Art Foundation. More than 100 paintings, sculptures, and works on paper from artists including Edgar Degas, Pablo Picasso, and Mary Cassatt, to name a few. Museum Director Michael Tumor takes us on a tour.
We are so excited at the Tampa Museum of Art to introduce the work of Jaume Plensa in this beautiful new exhibition called The Human Landscape. Jaume Plensa is one of the most sought after, internationally recognized sculptors living today. And what a treat that we have this opportunity to show the variety of works that he's been doing over the last decade. It's the largest collection of his works right now in North America that is touring. And we're thrilled to be able to do this exhibit for a couple of reasons. One, he's extremely important and very young. He just turned 60 last year in 2015. And his international acclaim really is preceding him. For someone that young in the art world right now, there is nothing but a bright future for him. So to see him at this early stage of his career having such international recognition is remarkable. The part of this exhibition that is truly great for the Tampa Museum of Art is we're setting a new standard on doing both indoor and outdoor sculpture. And this is something very important when we're talking to the people of our community, because we want them to engage in this work at their own level, at their own time and speed, knowing that art can be approached on any different level with or without any type of knowledge about the art. This type of art is so approachable and so recognizable from a distance that people immediately embrace it. And we want them to do that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And having the artwork outside, public art, the way that we have, is a great new step for this museum, something that all of us at the Tampa Museum of Art would like to see more often. So this was a great introduction to that. One of the things that Jaume Plensa is so recognized for outside of his formal portraits are portraits that are made up of words and letters that represent different cultures or different great artists, composers, especially those that are not just composing literature, but composing music. And so there's a beautiful work in the exhibition that deals with the cascading down of words that are from great composers of poetry and literature. It is an opportunity to listen to the words as if they were wind chimes. It's a please touch opportunity carefully to create the sound of words so that they have music to them, as well as beautiful compositions in the way that the sentences unfold. One of the great signature pieces of Jaume Plensa's work are his monumental portraits of women. And there is a 24-foot tall cast iron portrait of a woman named Laura. The piece itself is called Laura with Bun because her hair is pulled up and rests on the back of her head. This type of portrait is something that Jaume Plensa is extremely well known for, and this is a signature piece, not only in his career, but also in this exhibition, and a piece that should not be missed. I'm currently standing in another exhibition that we have on view at the Tampa Museum of Art called Public-Private, the Figure Examined, Masterworks from the Kasser Mochary Foundation. What a great exhibit this is to complement Jaume Plensa's human landscape. This exhibit really focuses the attention of the viewer on the role of the figure in art. Fundamentally, the figure is been used throughout the history of art for tens of thousands of years as a pivotal jumping off point for content in art. And the figure in this particular exhibition is explored by well over 70 different artists in 120 works. It's a beautiful exhibition featuring and highlighting late 19th and early 20th century universally recognized artists, including the works of Auguste Rodin, Pablo Picasso, de Chirico, Giacometti, Mary Cassatt, Renoir. It's a litany of great names of artists who have always used and throughout their career the human figure as a subject matter in art. That's the thread that connects all the works together. But interestingly, as we look through the exhibition, we see how artists at particular time periods in their careers, in particular geographic regions, have interpreted the figure based on styles, based on political movements, based on communications. This exhibition really reflects what was happening in the 19th and 20th centuries in the world of art. One of the artists that is of great significance to the history of art because of the way that he approached the medium of sculpture and bronze, but also because of his unique personal interpretation on life, is the work of Giacometti. And there is a portrait here of his wife that is really stunning, and this speaks to the intimacy side of the private-public discussion in the exhibition. It is one of the, I think, most astonishing works in the exhibition, and an important work as well, appearing in the artist's catalog Raisonné, but also in a most recent exhibition of Giacometti's work in Europe, documenting portraits by the artist, and it's on view here in Tampa. There are other works that I think are extraordinary in the show by Auguste Rodin. Rodin was one of the great sculptors of the late 19th century. He not only cast works in bronze, but he also carved works in marble. And we have a wonderful cross-section of both of those types of works that he created in his career in this exhibition. From a life-size statue of Adam and Eve, to beautiful biblical passages of St. John the Baptist, all the way to the beautiful love scenes that he's so recognized for of couples in intimate embrace. And so it's a wonderful opportunity. The Mary Cassatt that's in the exhibition is a beautiful portrait of a young woman, something that she is absolutely recognized for, and it's a beautiful oil on canvas, which would typically not travel in exhibitions nationally. Again, a beautiful opportunity to take a look at her work. A great American expatriate who worked and lived in France, had a wonderful relationship and affair with Edgar Degas, a great artist who is also represented in this exhibition, and really a key artist who promoted the advent of Impressionism, both as a participant in the movement, but also in making sure that those people who collected in the United States understood Impressionism. So there are many jumping off points in this exhibition to talk about. Take advantage of the opportunity if you're here for the Gasparilla Music Fest or the Gasparilla Arts Festival. The museum will have family days, military appreciation days, all tied to this exhibition, as well as the Jaume Plensa Human Landscape. We invite you to come to some formal lectures that are being presented, not just on these two exhibitions, but of a third exhibition that's on view called The Classical World, images from our permanent collection of Greek and Roman antiquities. And we will be inviting to come back to the community Jaume Plensa in April to have a public conversation about his exhibition. So there are many, many things that are going on at the museum we want you to take advantage of. Come down, have lunch at Sono Cafe, enjoy the museum environment, explore the sculpture outside, come in and contemplate the beautiful works in public-private. This is your museum, and we want you to come and take advantage of all of the benefits we can offer to you in the world of the visual arts.
Catch both of these impressive exhibits on display through May 15th. Follow your museum tour up with a lunch at Sono Cafe, featuring beautiful views of the Hillsborough River. At Sono Cafe, you'll find delicious and artful lunches 7 days a week, weekend brunch, and local coffees and gelatos. Sono Cafe is operated by Mise en Place of Tampa. Tiffany Kline, the occupational health nurse for Tampa Fire Rescue, is fired up about fitness and wellness. And now she's going to share some great tips to help you get motivated for getting in shape.
Most of us have the very best intentions when we set our New Year's resolutions, but by this time of year, those have all fallen to the wayside. Today we're going to speak with Miss Charity Lane. She's an exercise specialist with the University of South Florida, and she's working on a very important grant project that pertains to firefighters. We're also going to speak with Lieutenant Jose Lebrano. He's with Tampa Fire Rescue.
Personal wellness, to me and to my program, is the essence of being. It actually defines quality of life. The facets of a wellness program in a fast-paced life really are personal, personalized. It's all about your personal goals, your health goals. I think taking small steps, rewarding yourself along the way, just choose things slowly that will keep you going so that you don't get off track or feel rushed and then get frustrated and stop. Motivation is a large part of wellness. It takes, dedication, commitment, getting up on the days that you really don't feel like exercising and just going with it, shutting your mind off and just performing the exercise. Those days that you train like that, when you really don't feel like it, are the ones that show you that you can be stronger, you can achieve your goals. I think a lot of people try to focus their wellness or their fitness goals on what they see on a magazine cover or what they hear, on television or see on the internet, and that is just not personalized. People need to actually define what it means to them. What is overall wellness? Is it achieving a fitness goal? Is it being a certain weight? Once they define that, then it's easier for them to create a structured path to achieve their goals.
As a firefighter, CrossFit helps me prepare strength, helps me prepare my cardiovascular system, and it also helps me prepare for the unknown. In CrossFit, we normally do things that are different, outside of the norm, combine them together, and it helps us prepare for what's unknown. Any physical thing that's going to be thrown at us, whether it's a portion of strength or needing physical condition, cardiovascular condition, it prepares us for that. Just to the general public, wellness is it is a way of life. You're going to determine how you live and how long you live by how much effort you put into your eating habits, your exercising, and your overall fitness levels. You could start from the bottom and just walk. You can start strength conditioning. You can also start by running. It just depends on your abilities, and then you can grow from there. I like to start my routines by doing a warm-up, getting the blood circulating, which would consist of a run or something on a row machine. Then get into some stretching, some mobility exercises, and then what I'm going to go through today is some kettlebell swings, some pull-ups, some squats, and some burpees. Kettlebell swing it's a functional movement. You're going to thrust with your hips, pulling overhead, and it's a full body workout. Looks like this. You're keeping your back up straight, not bending over, chest up, thrusting with your hips, full range of motion. Then we move into the squats, which is something that we should do all the time. It helps strengthen the legs, the knees, and everything. Down, under, parallel, up and down. Opening up your hips, up and down. Pull-ups. Pull-ups are done multiple ways, depends on your strength. You can do stretch pull-ups, which are just straight up and down. That's going to build your strength. So you can get into what we call a kip or a butterfly, and I'll demonstrate those too. And then it goes into the butterfly. And the last one I'm going to demonstrate is a burpee, all the way down to the ground and then back up. And that's just a few exercises that we can put together to do a CrossFit workout. There's multiple exercises that we can do, combinations that allow you to broaden your fitness.
I hope this information has been very helpful to you today and helped you re-energize your commitment to wellness and fitness. Thank you so much and stay safe out there.
Here's a fun fact for you. With each step you take, your body actually uses up to 200 muscles. Busch Gardens is unearthing some great new family fun starting later this year, and it guarantees to be a dizzying good time.
So right now we're standing in the middle of the construction site for Cobra's Curse, which will be striking at Busch Gardens this summer. Cobra's Curse is a one-of-a-kind family thrill ride, and there's a lot of unique aspects about this ride. The first you see right behind me is the vertical lift. Riders will start their expedition going up 70 feet into the air, where they'll find an 80-foot tall snake icon. They'll be face to face with that icon. As they dispatch, we've got a 40 miles per hour max speed. This ride will be unveiled in 3 chapters. We've got a forward segment, we've got riders will be on backward segment, and then they'll have a free spinning segment. So the finale is going to be great with the riders free spinning. Every single time riders will be on this ride, it'll be a unique experience because of that free spinning motion. Cobra's Curse is set in the heart of Egypt realm at Busch Gardens, and there's a storied history about Egyptians reveling snakes, and all of that history we thought we could develop our own story, our own fun backstory behind Cobra's Curse. So the story behind this ride is that riders will find themselves in the Q experience, which is set in a temple. This is a modern day dig site in that temple. And this dig site has disturbed some of the questionable aspects of our site itself. So riders will find themselves, as they walk through the Q experience, that curse will actually be conveyed on them and their ride, which is what makes such a wild ride experience. For this particular attraction is that we allow guests between 42 inches and 48 inches will be able to ride with an adult. Cobra's Curse really sets Busch Gardens once again as Florida's thrill ride leader. We already have 7 roller coasters here, and this is a great complement to all of those. We've got over 30 other attractions here at the park, and it fits very well right in the family thrill category.
The Cobra's Curse will be able to accommodate around 1,000 riders an hour after its completion. If you have some creative people in your life and you have stuff lying around the house, the Recycled Yard Art program with Hillsborough County Extension Services might be right up your alley. The purpose of the Recycled Yard Art contest is to increase environmental awareness and encourage and reuse recycling of materials into yard art. The competition involves 2- and 3-dimensional art created from items already used for their original purpose. We head out to the Florida State Fair to see all the creations.
Barber. I'm the Florida Friendly Landscaping Agent for the UF-IFAS Extension, Hillsborough County. We're located in Sumner, Florida. We're here today with Lisa Meredith, also with UF-IFAS Extension, Hillsborough County, and we're looking at the State Fair in Tampa at the Recycled Yard Art Contest. This is the 2nd year, correct, Lisa?
Yes.
Now, we have been at the State Fair. We've been at the County Fair for 8-9 years.
9.
But 2nd year, we have a tremendous amount of beautiful entries. Some, I think I'm gonna try to get in my car before I leave today, but maybe not. This is really cute. It is a bicycle bird. It's made out of all different types of bicycle parts, painted. You can see the pedal. This is the seat, and we have some bicycle rims. Very, very interesting. We also have this cute thing, and it is a lamp. It's a robot lamp, which is made with wrenches and all kinds of other pieces of metal. This was actually a photography light, is that correct?
I think so.
That's what I was told. And Lisa, tell me a couple of things you have back there.
We actually have 3 school projects and 3 high school student projects. This is one of them. This is a truffula tree from Dr. Seuss. It's made from water bottles. They painted the inside of the bottles and then cut them. And it's also made from water bottles down here. That's one of the schools. This is another one of the schools. These are the Minions. It's made from also water bottles with sand in the bottom of it. And we also have a kindergarten class over here, the toy garden. So we have a variety of projects from different age groups.
So if you're really into beautiful glass work, we have a couple of really neat glass pieces that were created by a couple of different glass artists around town. And this you can put bird seed in or water for a bird bath. This is lovely too, and you can see how they're both made with some blues and some beautiful clear glass. Very functional. We have some entries with plastic hubcaps. These are really cute, painted as flowers. We had something similar to this at the county fair too, and it's really lovely for an outdoor yard art project or even inside your home on a wall. Lisa, how about a couple things that you like over here?
We have this made by a high school student. It's snorkels, a pond pump, all different types of lids, and a part of a recycle bin. We have the goat. Everybody likes the goat from made from a Freon tanks. horseshoes and a shovel for the face.
This is a very interesting sea turtle, and it's made out of different shovel parts. So this is the first time we've seen that sea turtle. And we have another beautiful orchid, which we've had an orchid in the past, and that is also made out of shovels. Lisa, do you want to talk about the horses?
This is the second time we had this horse. We've had this one in the county fair, so you can re-enter it in the state fair. The purpose of the recycled yard art is to make people think about recycling, make people think that we need to start thinking about the future and to reuse things instead of just throwing them away.
So we have quite a variety of pieces that were submitted this year. So we're really happy with all of these and can't wait to see who wins. We have several other program areas. There's agriculture, horticulture, and 4-H youth programming, family, and consumer sciences.
My sweet baby's on. Come on, sing along. I'm rolling my sweet baby's on. Rolling round the shack till the mail train comes back. Rolling my sweet baby's on. My sweet baby's rolling my sweet baby's on.
This was the biggest voting turnout ever, with more than 8,000 people registering votes. The USF Hyperbaric Biomedical Research Laboratory is a collaborative research facility housed in the Department of Molecular Pharmacology and Physiology, and is headed up by Dr. Jay Dean. The Hyperbaric Lab is one of only a handful in the country and has been researching new ways to help U.S. military divers.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Worcester, and I'm here at USF Health, where they're making advancements in dive technology for the men and women in our U.S. Navy.
This is the Laboratory of Hyperbaric Biomedical Research, and we're funded by the Office of Naval Research Undersea Medicine Program. And what we do here is look at basic mechanisms of problems that Navy divers encounter when they start breathing gases under pressure, which is what they do when they go diving. Our main focus is central nervous system oxygen toxicity, which manifests itself as seizures. The Navy's goal, and what we're trying to help them with, is to determine a way that we can predict onset of seizures as well as possibly delay them. Navy divers do not spend longer than 10 minutes in 50 feet of seawater because of the risk for seizures. What we do here are animal studies. We do anesthetize as well as awake and freely behaving animals. And in these studies, we are looking at oxygen under pressure, which mimics what a Navy SEAL would be breathing with a rebreather, pure oxygen. We take them down deep enough to the point where oxygen becomes a drug and it can induce seizures. What makes these oxygen toxicity seizures so dangerous is that they occur with very little warning. And so you'll be fine, and then maybe there'll be some auras you'll hear, ears ringing, some brainstem mechanisms seem to be activated, and then you'll go into a grand mal seizure. And so if you're underwater, obviously that's not good. It's a unique lab. We've spent a number of years modifying cutting-edge cellular physiology and animal physiology techniques, modifying them for use in adverse environments like hyperbaric pressure, as well as high altitude, which is the other extreme. And so we've been able to apply these very powerful research tools to these unique conditions, and that's why the Navy's been supporting us, actually supporting my lab since 2000.
The main goal of our lab is to develop and test ketone supplementation to mitigate CNS oxygen toxicity seizures. And out of that research, we observed some interesting cellular effects. And I guess it was about 5 years ago, we started to do cancer research. So in addition to research on seizures and oxygen toxicity, we've developed a cancer research program where we look at the ketogenic diet and ketone supplementation. Ketones can be thought of as, I like to think of them as water-soluble fat molecules that have the ability to enter the brain and be used as a source of energy when glucose is either not available or there's impaired brain energy metabolism. And in addition to functioning as an alternative energy substrate for the brain, they also have unique signaling properties, including a reduction in reactive oxygen species, and they have anti-inflammatory properties, and they have properties that enable them to maintain brain homeostasis. So under conditions where there's a dysregulation in either brain energy metabolism or excess hyperexcitability of the brain, the elevation of ketone bodies in the blood has the ability to sort of enhance and preserve and normalize brain activity. And that's why we think the ketogenic diet has been remarkably effective for the metabolic management of drug-resistant seizures. We wanted to develop more or less the ketogenic diet in a pill or in a liquid form that could be taken as a supplement and mimic the neuroprotective effects of the ketogenic diet, but without having to necessarily follow the strict guidelines that are typically associated with sustaining and achieving nutritional ketosis. The way that we do our studies in the lab, we give the supplement 30 minutes before we do a dive with high pressure oxygen. And within 30 minutes time and hours after that, the ingestion, oral consumption of a ketone ester would provide neuroprotection in that environmental extreme of high pressure oxygen. And when we completed a study in rats, we demonstrated that when ketone esters were ingested, that we could delay the onset of CNS oxygen toxicity seizures by about 600%. So we think that these results would probably be similar in humans. So it could potentially extend mission capability and safety of the warfighter. While we were studying the neuroprotective effects of the ketogenic diet and ketone supplementation, we observed that, that cancer cells were sort of selectively vulnerable to high pressure oxygen. So we created microscopes where we could actually do experiments under high pressure oxygen. And we also observed that cancer cells failed to grow and proliferate when grown in the presence of ketones, supplemental ketones that were in the medium. Many students come to me, they're very interested in this cancer research because it represents a non-toxic strategy to metabolically manage cancer, and it may also enhance the efficacy of standard care, chemo and radiation, and be a way to further enhance the standard care therapies.
It's amazing how research can go from helping one problem to solving several. Here with Spotlight Tampa, I'm Kimberly Worcester.
USF received more than $310 million in research contracts and grants last year. It is ranked by the National Science Foundation as one of the nation's fastest growing universities for federal research and development expenditures. Recent weather changes have meant that there's no off-season for dangerous weather in Florida. Tampa Fire Rescue partnered with the National Weather Service to provide weather radios to our area's most vulnerable residents.
The initiative that we're talking about today is one where the state of Florida, Division of Emergency Management, has provided some weather radios, as well as our charitable organization, the Foundation Friends of Tampa Firefighters, have spent money to donate 50 weather radios to give to managers of mobile home communities.
Friends of Tampa Firefighters is a nonprofit that gives back to the community, not just our firefighters, but also to our local citizens. All money that we receive through donations or through classes we do, we turn around and give it back to the community and to the local firefighters through different training initiatives and memorial projects and community projects like this.
Tampa Fire Rescue and the City of Tampa's Office of Emergency Management devised a process so that we could provide to our mobile home communities, and our manufactured home residents just an additional layer of security in the event that we had a very rapid approaching weather system that is not typical of a hurricane.
NOAA Weather Radio is actually a really important piece to any safety plan. We usually talk about during hurricane season, but as we're looking at a very strong El Nino this year across Florida, that means severe weather during what normally is our dry season.
Well, severe weather radios were made specifically to provide warning to residents of an impending disaster.
I always ask people, how many have a smoke detector in your home? And everyone usually says yes, but when I ask how many people have a NOAA Weather Radio, not too many people raise their hand. But we like to say NOAA Weather Radio is a smoke detector for your home, and when it comes to severe weather, you could be asleep, you could be watching TV. If we issue a warning from the National Weather Service, that weather radio will sound a very loud alarm, and it's going to wake you up and give you the necessary time to take shelter.
I think one of the most important reasons to provide those radios to the communities is because there's different. When you have bad weather, sometimes your TV, your cable stations, all that go down, and there's no way to know that there may be an emergency coming to your area. So to be able to supply that to places like manufactured homes and mobile home communities that are very vulnerable, it gives us another opportunity to prevent any type of tragic event.
It's actually what we call the voice of the National Weather Service. So 24 hours a day you'll get weather information on that weather radio, and we also have it as it's battery operated. So again, when there's power outages, cell phones could lose their battery coverage. If you have batteries for your NOAA Weather Radio, you'll get that continuous coverage 24 hours a day.
Oh, I would feel a lot safer, and I'm sure my residents would also. They know that I have it, and I would be at their door to get them out of here.
When an alert goes off, it will sound just like this. And that will give you some warning that there is an impending tornado in your area.
The alarm that you just heard before is automatic. So when that warning is coming out from the National Weather Service, that's going to go ahead and blare off immediately and wake you up in the middle of the night. Even this past Monday, we had that tornado watch that came through South Tampa. That alert went right off, right in my house, because I do have a weather radio in my house to wake me up.
You don't have to be in a mobile home in order to have the reason to get a NOAA Weather Radio, because again, that information is going to come through us. Whenever there's power outages, you can get battery-operated NOAA Weather radios, and you can get that vital information from us in order to protect life or property.
Alert Tampa is the city's official notification system. We'd like everyone to register at tampagov.net/alerttampa. This is where you will receive official emergency notification messages from the City of Tampa via text, email, and landline phone.
A weather radio is a great idea for all Florida residents, no matter what area you live in. They are inexpensive, reliable, and they just might save your life. Well, that wraps it up for the March edition of Spotlight Tampa. I'm Steve Overton. I look forward to seeing you next month.